Hi, my name's Joanne and I've been tutoring exclusively with Cluey now for 2 years. In addition to tutoring secondary English, EALD, ESL, Landtite and special needs students, I have a second role at Cluey where I'm a member of the lead tutor team. We do focus reviews, which is where we view other tutors or teachers' sessions and provide feedback to ensure that Cluey is delivering the best quality tutoring at all times, and that our tutors are also receiving professional growth, training and mentoring. I have several credentials. I'm qualified primarily as a secondary English teacher, also qualified as a special education teacher, a TESOL teacher, which is like teaching ESL, people who speak English as a second language, and I'm qualified to teach Landtite, which is the literacy test that graduate teachers have to pass in order to teach. A big motivation for me regarding tutoring is the opportunity to work one-on-one with a student, and I really enjoy that kind of interaction, but most of all I feel like I can see myself making a difference with that student in a very short time. In a large classroom, you don't always have that luxury of customizing things to a student's needs or special needs. And I really enjoy being able to customize learning and help to make a difference in a student's life. I chose Cluey very carefully, actually, after 10 years teaching at university and having taught at all levels and having also had my own tutoring business. I realised that my true passion was one-on-one tutoring. Cluey was very exciting to me because they were doing something that had never been done before. They had come up with an amazing platform which would provide an immersive experience. They also have a wonderful education team that loads up all this wonderful content into the sandbox, which is aligned with the Australian curriculum. So it's basically a one-stop shop in terms of innovation, technology, resources, and most of all, Cluey struck me as an organisation that truly cares about students' welfare. And I felt that their philosophy, their mission and vision aligned best with mine. And I've really enjoyed working there the last 2 years because together I think that we've been able to build an even better experience for students, and everything is about providing quality of service, and it's all about the students' welfare. What is most rewarding about teaching at Cluey is seeing a student blossom and discover his or her superpower. Often by the time a student comes to us, they've been struggling for a while, their self-confidence is low, their motivation might be low, but what is really wonderful is seeing how quickly a student responds to the wonderful innovative software, the material that we present, and achieve success in a very short time, with the result that that student has so much more confidence, and the student's self-esteem has grown to such a point. It's tangible even within the first session. With the success that that student gains very quickly, we can see that student perk up and adopt a much more positive attitude. Some aspects of my personality that I bring to the session, I think, would probably be my nurturing side, my humour, and my creativity. I think that students respond to a fun atmosphere, but also I can quickly pivot and customise things according to students' interests. I approach each student as an individual, and I do my best to align the material and the approach to each student's individual needs, whatever that may be. And I also have the ability to be flexible, and if need be, I can quickly come up with a different approach, or I can dive into my own resources and provide an alternative if need be. I would say customization of resources and approach would be my unique strength. I motivate a student who's not necessarily keen by trying to tap into that student's unique interests, or trying to understand why that student's not keen. What's behind that is often a fixed mindset or low self-esteem, poor confidence. So it depends on each student. If I can find something that is of unique interest to that student, I will start by building material and approaches around that and then work outwards from there. There is one student in particular that stays in my mind since I've been at Cluey. He had multiple challenges with ASD, autism spectrum disorder, ADHD, anxiety, OCD, and also a history of being bullied at school. And he was in year 11 by the time I met him, and he'd almost completely shut down. He couldn't leave the house, he couldn't go to school, his OCD was out of control. He didn't even want to meet with me. However, by the end of the session, he was laughing, he was talking, we'd hooked into his interests. I explained to him that with these challenges, we could also discover his superpowers and help him to maximize his potential. This student has now gone on to become one of the top students in his class. At the time I saw him, he'd never even been able to write a sentence. He recently achieved a B+ in his year 12 assessment. He's now got this bubbly, outgoing personality. And next week, he's actually going to a leadership camp and staying away from home for 2 weeks, which has never happened before in his life. So I am very proud of this student. As a special education teacher, in addition to being a secondary English teacher, I approach students with special needs such as ASD or ADHD or dyslexia in a variety of ways. But most of all, I'm mindful of the fact that there is no one size fits all, and I approach it as a team effort. The parents are encouraged. I want them to be on board. I'm happy to share the session. Often we have catch-up meetings at the beginning of the session. I check in with the parents check in with me, and we work together as a team for the benefit of this student. And I approach them as human beings and individuals. They are not defined by whatever it is that the public have labelled them with or medicine has labelled them with. I prefer to talk about neurodiversity. ADHD, that's neurodiversity. We're all a bit different, and if we can look at it and reframe it that way, we can look at the positives instead of just the challenges and unlock the superpowers.